Sources tell CBS News Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will officially launch his 2024 presidential campaign next week. We're told DeSantis will file papers with the Federal Election Commission declaring his candidacy. That filing will coincide with a donor meeting in Miami, and a more formal kickoff is expected to happen closer to June 1st. A DeSantis spokesperson, however, declined to comment. So Aaron Navarro has been closely following this story for us and is joining us now to talk to us a little more about this. So, I mean, we've been talking about this declaration for a while now. Right. What have we learned so far about DeSantis' plans to announce his campaign next week?
Hi, good morning. Three sources tell CBS News that DeSantis will file on paper to run for president after months of out-of-state travel to these early presidential primary states. That is expected next week, coinciding with this gathering of donors that are going to make calls and raise money directly into his presidential campaign, kind of laying out that financial infrastructure, looking to get a big week one number. Following that, he's expected to hold a big formal event out of his hometown in Dunedin in Florida sometime close to June 1st. Now, all of this has been months in preparation for his team, going to these out-of-state places, making the calls to donors early throughout this month and getting them ready for his launch.
Yeah, I mean, out of state, he was also on like this world tour a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Where
That's
he
right.
made some of these other trips, and people were like, well, did anything actually happen, or who did he meet with, or what? So, obviously there's going to be more people, I'm sure, who announce their candidacy in the next weeks and months. So how does he stack up so far against the other candidates that we know of right now?
So Governor DeSantis right now is the lead challenger to former President Donald Trump. For years, for the past year, he's always been second to Trump in early polling, but always ahead of the rest of the pack for contenders or potential contenders. His name ID is closest to Trump amongst Republican voters, as well as former Vice President Mike Pence. And many Republican strategists and those working on other campaigns and PACs are expecting this to be a slugfest between DeSantis and Trump throughout this primary. The question is whether that third lane, that third candidate can, cut through the noise of that fight between the two that is expected.
But as he's been sort of going around to some of these key states outside of Florida, when we hear his speeches, we hear things like, Florida is where woke goes to die. Some of his supporters have already started making hats, Make America Florida. And you got to wonder if, clearly this is a strategy that has worked in Florida, but is it a strategy that can work across the country? Do we have any indication what his platform is going to look like other than I'm going after wokeism?
Well, that is a big part. In speeches, he talks often about what he calls the freedom blueprint. And in that, he talks about how his agenda in Florida can be applied nationwide. A lot of that is what you mentioned, that, quote, fight against woke, leading to the actions he's taken on education. But he also mentions what he's done in COVID during the pandemic, kind of keeping businesses alive there, keeping the economy in the state going. In terms of other policies, he's talked about the southern border and finishing building the wall there. That's, of course, a pet issue for former President Trump. Recently, he's talked about shutting down the border. But in terms of strategy, a lot of this will depend on ground on this super PAC, Never Back Down. They are planning to hire in the first 18 states. So that's past those 4 early presidential primary states through Super Tuesday, showing that they are anticipating a long fight between DeSantis and Trump in this Republican primary.
Oh, and it will be long. What are we, like 500 days maybe?
Right,
or so?
we are. You're so right.
Yeah, counting down.
Yeah, counting down. You certainly are, Aaron Navarro in D.C. Aaron, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.